What is up, y'all? Welcome back out to the bench in the backyard. My name is Jordan, and it is 20 degrees out right now. So what better time to work on tropicals than when it's really, really cold? So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to go upstairs, do some work inside where it's nice and warm, and I'll see y'all up there. All right, so we're going to start off on some of my tropicals. So this one is a Fukian tea, one of the little semi-cascade trees that I got down in Florida. We're just going to come in, clean up this base a little bit anywhere there's suckers coming out. And then we're going to come back in here and trim up anything that's dead, anything that's got overly elongated, anything that's crossing. This one had a good bit of dieback on it. When it got cold before I had the cold frame up here, or not cold frame, the indoor greenhouse. And it lost most of its leaves, but it did start shooting out, so it's doing well. All of the leaves and all of this looks super healthy. Anywhere we had branches die back, we're going to go ahead and trim the tips. All right, so that's one done. Here's my other Fukian tea. As you can see, this one didn't have as big of a problem. So a little bit more work to do. We're going to come in, cut back, trying to get it to 2 leaves or so. Anything that's got these big long internodes on it, we'll take all the way back. Now we've got a couple down here at the tip that are growing straight up. So we'll come in, take those out. That's a big old long one that was growing straight up. So I believe this is going to be our front on this tree, which is good because that's the way that the this cascade branch comes down. So we need to clear up some space up above this. I believe that whole thing can come off. Give that a little bit of air down there. I really want to take this out, but it gives me a lot of my canopy up here. So about right there is our planting angle. I guess I'll come in here and clean this up. I don't want any of this on the in-between. And we'll see how it looks from there. I don't want to cut it all off and then be sad because it's not there anymore. What I'm thinking about is this one right here. I I don't like it, but I think that without it, all the only foliage on this level will be right here, which I need to pull down anyway. I think it needs to go. I think that's a lot better. And we're going to drop this down a little bit. And I think that should work. All right, so I think that's going to about do it. Again, planning on dropping these two down to about right there. So you have a nice little step down. We'll let this grow out in the back to give us a little bit of depth back here. Pulling off flower buds right now. Nice, pretty little white flower. I like it. Yeah, the next step on this is going to be wiring. I'll do that after the next little flush, because everywhere we cut, we should get some growth back. Bring some of these tips back a little bit. Again, there's a dead stub. Cut that off. We've got two back here that are kind of crossing. We'll go ahead and when we do wire it out, we'll wire it out so it doesn't. But yeah, so about right there. Well, about right there. That way we see the top of this trunk as it comes off. It's got really decent taper on it. But yeah, we'll work on when we repot here in the spring. Seeing if we can't get a little bit better shape into those roots. They're still fairly flexible, but planting it at an angle somewhere around there. Next thing we have is our portulacarias. So many. I mean, all of these, when I got them, were no bigger. The biggest one was probably about this size. And now we've got some big stuff. All right, we'll save the big ones for last. Because these little small ones, it's just going to be a little bit of a haircut. And then put them back in. All right, so number one. We're going to come back and cut back to whatever direction we want it to grow in, basically. This over here, I'd like to come down a little bit. So we'll cut back to there. And hopefully it'll butt out over here. We can help that along. Taking this guy off. And with portulacarias, I mean, you can take even just a leaf, like I just cut, stick it down in the soil, and I'll have a new tree here. These things are so prolific with budding. That's how I bought them. I bought them as basically somebody took them as cuttings and shoved them all down into a pot with just regular old potting soil in it. And I mean, it just all, as soon as I potted them up separately, they just took off. We can get this to come up a little bit, but that'll happen as this, since we cut this little tip off, this should take over and shoot up here. Got a back branch over here. This one we could plant as a little semi-cascade. Actually, I like that a lot. I think that's what we're going to do. So we want this one to go down. I do have a little bud right here that I can work. So we'll go ahead, clip that tip. So now hopefully that'll promote this guy right here, shooting out. About like that. So this will continue our cascade. And when we repot again, probably in the spring, we can make that into our cascade. So that's one down. Next, we have little front's probably about right there. I don't know what the root base looks like. Doesn't really matter. We can make that look however we want it. These things grow so fast. We'll have this up. This will thicken up a lot more. We'll keep this one trimmed back so that this basically turns into our first directional branch. I do have a few down here below that. I will leave those on just to help thicken up this trunk a little bit. That way it's not looking like a stick. As we move into some of our bigger ones, this one actually take it all the way back. So, oh my goodness. So, I've also got a couple of pots of crassulas, which we'll be looking at here next. But as you can see, I just took leaves, shoved it in the ground, and that's what I got. But over here, this one will probably turn into a little mame. Left a little bit of room up here for some dieback. But we'll have big, thick base coming up. We'll turn this one into a little mame tree. But yeah. Again, this straight in the ground, straight in some dirt. I can actually put it back in this pot. With this one, I will pull the leaves off. And then where is my chopstick? So we have two in there. I could cut that up as many times as I wanted to, and they'll all root. These things are just crazy. This one we may do as an exposed root. If you look down in here, right here, we've got some slightly thickened roots. I don't know what the back of it looks like. Pretty empty. There's 3 roots there, though. We should be able to splay out. Again, we'll repot all of this in the spring. So this one, maybe we want to, yeah, that'll work. So what I'm thinking is this one will do a little cascade. So we could either cascade it this way, bend this down, and use this guy right here where my middle finger is to do our cascade. I think that's what we'll do. Come in right above the leaves, leave a little bit of room for dieback. That should be all we need to do. So if you see it right there, we'll have this as our little cascade. Won't really have to do anything to it except clip it and grow. Use this right here as our apex. So yeah, probably use this as a little bit of a bigger bonsai. And this one, clip right there. And when we repot, we'll go up about like that. So we have a nice little first directional branch, our second directional branch, and then little back branch back here to give us some depth. We'll bring this guy up like that and start developing the top. All right, and now we start getting into the bigger ones, or even bigger, I should say. So we've got a really big internode right here. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And if we bring this out like that, we should be all right. Probably cut back at least to here. Next, I've got a little double trunk right here. Yeah, technically it's a triple trunk, but they're a straight line. Don't really want this guy. Stick it in the dirt and we'll get some more. Little double trunk, triple trunk, whatever you want to call it. May wind up taking this whole trunk off back here. We'll see how it responds. I've got so many cuttings over here. I'm going to have to... Oof. I might have to fix up another flat. Little windswept, maybe. And lastly, big old tall guy. I mean, like I said, when I got him in, the tallest one was maybe right here. I have no idea which one switched now. This could have been the one that was the tallest. Might not be. I think that'll work better. So, cuttings galore. So all I'm going to do, bottom of my flats have fairly wide holes. So what I'm going to do, take just some regular old window screening material. And that'll just lay down in there. Stop my substrate from coming out. Goes in just like that. So just filled up with my pre-bonsai substrate. It's diatomaceous earth, pine bark, um, zeolite, and I think that's it. I don't think I have any vermiculite or perlite in this. So however many you want, just take them. You don't have to, I mean, all you need is just enough stem to stay in the ground, stay in the soil. If you want, you can cut them short, you can cut them long. And like I said, you can just throw just a leaf down is enough to root, and you'll have yourself a stem about this size in probably a year and a half, 2 years. Um, as long as you're keeping them warm, not overwatering, not underwatering. But they're really hard to kill. Like you can forget to water them for a couple of days or a week, um, and they'll survive. You don't really want to water them every day anyway. Just once the soil becomes a little dry, you want to almost let your soil dry all the way out before you do water them. And I'm planting literally everything I cut off. Anything that's got a stem on it is going into the soil. I'll even take leaves because I have room. Stick the cut end down. The worst thing that happens is they don't make it, but they should be fine. They're up here in the little indoor greenhouse. Be nice and warm, plenty of light. I've got my light set for 13 hours. So it's coming on at 5 in the morning, going off at 6 at night, I believe. So they'll believe that they are somewhere nice and tropical. And we'll see how many of these leaves actually take. And this is just to dampen the soil. I'm not actually watering them right now. Just so when I come in, pour water, I don't get a whole lot of movement. All right, so next thing I've got a couple of pots, well, 3 pots of these Crassula vadas. So what we're going to be doing is getting these out of this soil. Man, there are some big chunks in here. Not sure how many. We'll come in here and just ease them apart. One guy. So it looks like 3 trunks in this one. Oh, 4 trunks in this one. Come in, scrape out all of this potting soil mix. May wind up cutting off most of these roots because they will, like the little leaf jades, they will put out new roots. They'll root from anything. I'm gonna make a little scar back here. So hopefully I get some roots coming from here. This one I'm gonna plant at about that angle. I'm actually going to take that off like that. Plant it at about that angle. And we'll see what happens with it. We'll leave these as our planting for the year. And then next winter, next spring, sometime in there. Depends on whether or not I need content for a video. We'll give all of these their own little pots. And go from there. Let's see what we can do as far as shaping this up here. I know we're going to have to do some work on that. But that's one setup. We can actually just make sure there's soil up underneath it. We'll lean it up against the side of the container. And from there, it'll go on its own. Again, with these guys, the whole thing we'll just stick it in the dirt, let it go. Those were not actually part of the stem or trunk. We'll see how that does. Oh, that wasn't a part of that one. And getting them out of this potting soil and into a more coarse granular mix should do a lot of wonders for them. Should keep them from getting quite as wet. Keep these roots safer. This one I kind of want to go ahead and put in a pot. I think it'd be okay to do it. All right, so I went out to the shed to grab some pots, and now we'll just see what we think looks good. So this is probably the front. Bring this out. So I've got squares like this. Also got same square in a blue. I think that's the one. All right. So there we are. Little got some more cuttings. Those will just throw down in the soil and see what they do. This guy is not too bad. Um, it's a little centered in the pot. Oh, I kind of wish it was right about there. Uh, but it'll be fine. So yeah, front deal. Got everything moved around. Should be pretty good. We've got some pretty good movement going all the way to the apex. Um, this should all heal together pretty nicely. There are some splits in the bark, but that couldn't really be helped. Um, yeah, should be a pretty cool little tree. Not too bad. Nice little copper pot. Crassula obtusa. So, until the next time, I always forget. If you liked what you saw today, go ahead, give me a subscription, throw a like down below. If you did not like what you saw, or you have some criticisms, critiques, comments, whatever, go ahead and throw them down in the comment section. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know how I can do it better. Or let me know, yeah, whatever you can help, whatever you can do to help me out, would be much appreciated. I can't make my trees any better if y'all don't let me know how I'm doing things incorrectly or um, anything like that. So until the next time I see y'all out at the bench in the backyard, just remember to grow them big, but keep them small.